of the sea. Our focus is the legend that launched 1,000 ghost stories, the Mary Celeste, a vessel found floating aimlessly, perfectly intact, yet completely devoid of life. The year was 1872. The Mary Celeste, a sturdy 100-foot brigantine, was anything but a ghost ship when she departed New York Harbor on November 7th. She was captained by Benjamin S. Briggs, a highly respected devout man of the sea, known for his cautious nature. This was more than just a voyage. It was a family affair. Captain Briggs was joined by his wife, Sarah, and their young daughter, Sophia, along with 7 experienced hand-picked crew members. Their destination, Genoa, Italy, carrying a valuable cargo of 1,700 barrels of raw industrial alcohol destined for fortifying wine. This was a man and a crew confident in their ship and their course. 4 weeks into their journey, on the afternoon of December 5th, 1872, the British brigantine Dei Gratia, sailing about 400 miles east of the Azores, sighted a ship behaving erratically. Its sails were strangely set, and it seemed to be drifting aimlessly. Upon closer inspection, the crew of the Dei Gratia, led by Captain David Morehouse, who actually knew Captain Briggs personally, realized the identity of the vessel. It was the Mary Celeste. What they witnessed as they approached was a scene of immediate, profound unease. No distress signals were flying. No one was visible on deck. No answering call came when they hailed the ship. A boarding party led by First Mate Oliver DeVoe rowed across to investigate. The silence they met aboard the Mary Celeste was described as the most chilling sound they had ever heard. The boarding party found no sign of a struggle, no bloodstains, and no evidence of violence whatsoever. It was as if the 10 souls aboard had simply vanished into thin air. The ship itself was in a remarkably good state. It was not sinking, and its hold contained only about 3.5 feet of water, a common amount for a ship of its age. The cargo of volatile alcohol was mostly untouched. Below deck, the contrast between order and abrupt abandonment was stunning. In the galley, the table was set, and the crew's last meal was still partially prepared. Personal possessions were undisturbed. Jewelry, cash, and valuables belonging to the Briggs family and the crew were found securely in their cabins. It was clear the occupants had not intended to abandon ship permanently, yet there were key items missing that pointed toward an emergency evacuation. The ship's single lifeboat was gone. Crucially, the ship's most important navigational tools, the sextant and the chronometer, were also gone. These instruments were vital for navigating the lifeboat back to land, suggesting the abandonment was sudden but planned, with the crew expecting to return. The only strange marks were a single deep gash on the ship's rail, an almost surgical-like cut. Furthermore, the captain's logbook was the final piece of the puzzle. Its last entry, dated November 25th, 10 days earlier, was completely routine and gave no indication of any impending danger. The entry simply placed the ship 100 miles west of the Azores. In that 10-day gap, something happened that prompted a skilled captain to abandon his perfectly good vessel and his lucrative cargo. The mystery sparked an Admiralty Court inquiry in Gibraltar that became a full-blown sensation. The theories attempting to explain the complete disappearance of Captain Briggs and his crew are as numerous as they are bizarre. One of the most persistent theories suggests a mutiny and piracy. However, the lack of violence and the untouched valuables quickly dispelled the piracy idea. Mutiny was also unlikely given Captain Briggs's respected reputation and the hand-picked crew. Another powerful explanation centers on the cargo. The 1,700 barrels of raw alcohol were highly volatile. Perhaps a leak caused alcohol fumes to build up, creating an intense invisible gas explosion that shook the crew. Fearing the entire cargo would ignite, Briggs may have ordered everyone into the lifeboat temporarily tied by a short line until the fumes cleared. A sudden squall or wave might then have snapped the line, leaving the lifeboat and the crew adrift, unable to reach their ship. This theory explains the suddenness and the missing lifeboat. Less rational theories involve natural phenomena, such as a massive waterspout that could have lifted and deposited the men without damaging the ship. Then there are the paranormal theories, whispers of sea monsters, demonic possessions, or even alien abductions, fueled by the ship's perfect, haunting state. The Mary Celeste remains undiscovered. We are left with an enduring image, a ship sailing forever across the historical record, flawlessly preserved, yet carrying only the profound and terrifying silence of its missing souls. The Mary Celeste is not just a mystery, it is a permanent marker of the ocean's unknowable power, challenging us to this day.